A U.S. Today survey of 843 women in the entertainment industry was found that 94% of them say they've experienced harassment or assault. How common is sexual misconduct on television sets, on Broadway and off Broadway?
No more common than they are in the office.
Amen.
The corporate office or in the teacher in a school. I don't think it's any more common. I think if it's people are crazy. They do bad things. I think they do it all over. It's like when people say divorce is common in the entertainment industry. Divorce is common everywhere. It doesn't. It's just that you see it on TV when it's in the entertainment industry. But it's not.
Divorce rate is actually higher in the church now than it is in the world.
Yes, yes, it is. And so when people say, "Oh, divorce and you're an actress," "Oh, divorce and your marriage," and that's. I know I've been married 21 years, but I know people who are actors who've been married a long time. It's just because you see it on TV, you've decided that that's the devil, and but it's no. Divorce happens everywhere. We need to work on it. Period.
Speaking of crazy people, your performance as the homophobic and manipulative Veronica Herrington upset one fan so much that you were physically assaulted. How has that affected you? How does that character affect you emotionally?
Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how we made that.
Well, you dropped a prophetic line, a prophetic hook when you said, some people are crazy. That's right. That's because Veronica is something else.
That's journalism at its best. Oh my goodness. Yes, this lady did come up there. I wouldn't call it assaulted, but because we made peace, she and I. But she came up to me and slapped me on the back, but it wasn't like and she said, "Get yourself together." And I was like, what? So I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. If anybody knows about Jacksonville, Florida, I grew up off Florida Avenue. Anybody know about Florida Avenue? Yeah. Okay. So you can't be hitting me. So I was like, what? And she said, I've been watching you on that show. And she proceeded to tell me how I had a good man, and it's hard to find a good man. I needed to, that David is a good man. And the way you treat your son on that show. And I let her finish. Oh my God. And then I said, at the time, I said, "Ma'am, I don't have any children. I'm Angela." And then she said, "I know." I was like, "If you knew, why you So we got to have a key moment, but it was rough. It was, yeah. But
she became so invested in that character she forgot for a moment.
So invested, which I love. I mean, that to me is the biggest compliment that you can give me. That you believe it, and that I would love it if you. I would love it if you could articulate that you liked the work.
Instead of hating you for doing your job.
But I understand. I loved soaps all my life. I did. I was a Victor Newman, Catherine Chancellor fan. So I understand how invested that you can get. Yeah, it wasn't an assault, but it could have been a fight for sure. Yeah, I've also had the other. I've had people who come up to me praising me for the way that I treat my son, which I'm equally as offended by. You know, yeah, if it was me, I'd get on him too. You burn him up, Veronica, burn him up. You know, so I was like, oh, you know, a little violent. Yeah, so Tyler writes the stories. It's not a reality show, but in the age of reality television, it gets a little
relevant. Very relevant.
Yeah, and so I love it. I get excited when people are mad at me. I think that's, and I think she is. This has taken me a long time to come to this place, because I used to do interviews and, oh my goodness, I would defend Veronica to the end. No, you don't understand. She grew up this way and da 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 da. And I would, because as an actress, you're never supposed to. You're supposed to always find the great part of your character. That's why you can. That's the only way you can play a character fully, because you can find the humanity in the character. So you can't go, I hate that person, and play it fully. So I always would defend Veronica, and they said, she's crazy. She's not crazy. She's complicated. She needs this, I would say. And so after, I think 2 seasons ago, I got the scripts for the first time, and I read. I was like, well, you know, she's crazy. So I'm on board. Finally. I think she's going off the rock.
So then you have to visit a mental ward or any place like that, or go to a psychiatrist to prepare for this role?
As you say so beautifully. No, you know, from the first time I read Veronica, from the first time for the audition.
So I'm asking, how did you learn to be crazy? Is that good thing?
I from the first audition, the audition was, I remember the audition was the scene in the bathroom with Candace saying that she was taking a whole bath. I don't know if you remember that, but this is way back. And that was the audition. And from the first audition, I knew that character. And I felt like if they gave me a chance, I could book this. I know this woman. Now, when I say I know this woman, I don't mean some kind of, you know, out there, ethereal. I know she exists. She's actually passed away now. But she really did exist. I will never tell, ever, who it is. But her kids know. So it was just so easy, because I automatically thought of this person. Okay. And I said, oh, this is her. And so it was really, that part was easy. Now when it started to become, because at that point, remember, she was just really this pool snobby. When it started to become burn the house down crazy, I don't really know her, but I have the most fun with her. That is the breaking the glass on the tables, and that is the most fun. I mean, I don't know her though, but I guess it's a part of me, a part of anybody that you never let out. You know what I mean? You get to get out all that frustration and then go home and be the best wife ever.
That should be my next question. Does Veronica ever go home with you? And your husband has to say, hello, there's my wife.
No, because one, I wouldn't have a husband. He'd be gone. And two, he's an acting teacher, so he like gets it more than anybody that I'm playing a character. When I come home, it's not, he does that. Sometimes I'll say the actual words. Don't let me get Veronica. And he'll start laughing, but no, she never goes home with me. I could break a glass and that man would be like, what is wrong with you?
It has been such a pleasure talking to you. You are such a wonderful person. I love your personality inside and out. You really exuberate your spirituality, your passion for Christ, and your love for people. Just before we close this interview, if you don't mind, you said you just had a new baby, a 6-month-old baby, and you've been married how many years?
21.
21 years. Oh, wow. And we applaud you for just being a great mom. And last, but the best and foremost of all, thank you for making your father happy and being Miss Florida University.
Listen, to be a part of the Healing the Whole Woman Conference, I love that. One of the things I loved most was when I heard the title. I was like, the whole woman. Because as Christian women, we are often consumed with only healing parts of ourselves. Never the whole woman. We will take healing for our past hurts, but let me keep my shopping addiction. We will lay broken before the Lord for repentance, for lust, or prideful behavior, but you know, I'll keep my food addiction. I love food. We will go to meetings and recall books on healing broken relationships and helping Timmy to straighten out and do right, but rarely stop to ask, why did I choose Timmy? Why I didn't think I was worthy of better than Timmy. Anybody out there named Timmy? I'm sorry. To empower means to give someone the authority or power to do something. Well, tonight I would like to take a few moments to empower you. I'd like to give you the authority to dream again. To dream boldly, not safely. To run each dream down like your life depends on it, because in my opinion, I think your life does depend on it. I'd like to empower you to push through the storms of life, because while it seems so, the sun is never far away. Encourage means to give support and confidence or hope to someone. We are all here filled with support for one another and filled with support for our three sisters. There's nothing more powerful, would you agree, than a room full of ladies. A room filled with sisters. So let's allow that love and support to increase our confidence. And that confidence will increase our hope. So basically tonight I want to empower you and encourage you to love you back to your first love, back to your dream. When I asked what I should talk about, they said for me to talk about my journey. I'm happy to do that, but I want to be clear that in my opinion, tonight is about you. We're celebrating you. We're holding and loving our sisters. So let's applaud all that you've accomplished. Let's embrace all you've endured. Let's confess our dreams, our pregnancy, and hold one another accountable until your dreams are birthed. I'm often asked about being in the entertainment industry and being a Christian. So I'd like to take a second and just tell you a little about how I came to the Lord. I was on the Vyket squad. You're from Jacksonville, Florida, you know, Rains High School. I was on the Vyket squad. I was the captain of the Vyket squad. I was pretty tough as a captain. I was that one that would have you run laps and do your routine 5 or 6 times until you got it. You had to sort of pledge the band, pledge the Vyket squad. So I want to tell you about Lawana Gilliam. Lawana Gilliam was a little girl who was a sophomore when I was a junior. She was about yay tall. And Lawana Gilliam came up to me after practice one day and she said, "Can I talk to you?" And I said, "You better get in line and learn your routine." And she said, "After practice, can I talk to you?" And I said, "Well, maybe after practice." Well, she came up to me after practice and she said, "I just wanted to know if you knew the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ." I said, "Girl, you come back here and know your routine tomorrow. Don't worry about me and Jesus." I was really bad to her. But I could not sleep that night. I could not sleep until I asked her what she meant by that. I was in high school. I got baptized when I was 10. What do you mean? Of course I do.
Right.
And so I asked her, I said, what did you mean when you asked me about it? She said, have you ever been saved? And I was like, girl, you messing with me. I'm gonna need you to come back here and have it. And I was very mean to her. The next day or week, I don't remember, but she invited me to church. And I told her I don't go to church with sophomores. But thank you. If you've ever pledged the band, you know what I'm being an upperclassman. And she said, okay. But as I said, I couldn't sleep. So the next week I told her that I would go with her. And I said, I'll go with you if it shuts you up. When I was 16 years old, I went to church with Luana Gilling. And the bishop at the time, Greater Holy Temple Church of God in Christ in Jacksonville, Florida, Bishop Kinsey.
Yeah.
Bishop at the time asked if anybody here needed to get saved, didn't know the Lord. And I knew I needed to do that. I thought I did, but I was like, something I haven't done, I need to try to get it done, because I love Jesus. And I walked down that aisle, and my life has never been the same. I tell you this story because afterward, I wanted to get out of the band. I told my mother I can't be in the band. If you remember Greater Holy Temple, you couldn't wear certain things, you couldn't do. So I said, I can't be in the band. I can't listen to that music. I can't do all that. And my mother, I'll never forget her for this. She looked at me and she said, well, baby, if Luana Gilliam had gotten out of the band, you wouldn't know Jesus. And so when you want to know how I feel about entertainment and being a part of the entertainment industry, my beginning started with someone being somewhere and sharing Jesus with me. And so everywhere I am, I know I'm supposed to be there. And I take Jesus with me. So what are you dreaming today? You should know that your dreams have no age limit. If you're still dreaming it, you should still be running towards it. If it's still kicking in your belly, you are supposed to be nurturing it, taking classes, reading books about it, hanging around people who are doing it. Many times when our dreams take a long time, we start to self-protect. What is that? We start lying to ourselves. Well, my focus right now is my family. But I really don't want that anymore. I've evolved. I've moved past that. When in fact you really do still want it. But lying to yourself helps you feel better. Let's make a pact tonight that we will be honest in this room. And no one here will judge your dream. We will only love you to it. And the more crazy it sounds, the better. Maya Angelou talked about a song. It says, God put a rainbow in my cloud. When I heard this song, I realized that this is the story of my life. Almost every high in my life came through a cloud. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
I'm the proud graduate of Florida A&M University. My mother taught 12th grade English, and she directed the senior productions of plays and musicals for the drama department. So when I was 10 years old, sitting in those rehearsals, I fell in love with the theater. I would go home after her rehearsals and sing every song. When I was growing up, if there was anything I wanted to be, I would run and tell my father. I would run and tell my parents in hopes of getting their approval. I want to be a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher from the time I was a little girl. I wanted to be a teacher. Daddy, I want to be a teacher. Later, I wanted to be an ad exec. I love television series. I love the television series Bewitched. And if you remember, Darren, her husband, was an ad exec. So I thought, I want to be an ad exec. I would run and tell my dad. Much later, I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be a politician, a computer scientist, an engineer, even a professional basketball player, long before the WNBA. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. But one time after my telling my father what I was going to be, he asked the question. He said, "What will it cost you?" I had no idea what that meant, but he said, "You'll understand when you're older." Fast forward to a young adult woman armed with a bachelor's degree, still in search of what she wanted to be. I had fallen in love with theater at 10, but I never thought I could make a living at that, so I never ran to Daddy about that. I knew no one who had actually pursued a career as an actor. I just knew when I did it, I loved it. I felt whole. I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. So I told my parents of my dreams, and they reminded me that, "Didn't you want to be a basketball player? Anything but actor. What is that?" I realized I would have to defy their wishes, see the disappointment on their faces, and even possibly be estranged from the two people I loved the most. My dream, my purpose, meant more. They were adamant, and so was I, and then the words came back to me. What will it cost you? I came to understand that anything worth having will cost you something. And when you're purposed to do something and you do it against all odds, it will cost you. So don't let the cost stop you from dreaming. Let it deepen your faith in the giver of the dream. Being an artist has cost me a lot, but it has given me everything I could ever imagine. So I came tonight to encourage you to move past the cost and stay the course. Whatever your cost is, it's worth it because it's bigger than you. It's meant to bless others. Yes, you will have obstacles. Yes, you will have naysayers, but those obstacles will give you the push you need to stick with it, to push through. So use the obstacles. There was a time in my career where I suffered major stage fright. Sometimes it was paralyzing. I would have a performance or an audition and I couldn't get out of bed. The opportunities kept coming and God kept giving me chances to work through my nervousness, to heal. I had a big performance coming up and I knew that I couldn't get through it with this type of anxiety. I couldn't stop shaking. So I wanted some kind of pill to help me calm down. I prayed, I tried meditation, I tried yoga, I tried all those things and nothing helped. So I made an appointment to talk to a therapist about getting anything that would help me get through this performance. When I got to see the therapist, she wanted to talk. No, I just need some, I just need, she said, "Well, let's talk first." So she asked me a series of questions. And one of the main questions had to do with my support system, my family. Well, my family loved me very much. But moving to New York and becoming an actor was a big pill for them to swallow. They did not support it. I accepted the Lord when I was 16, as I just told you. And so my Christian family did not support it either. My therapist, at that time, we only had one session, but she opened it up for me very nicely. She said to me that I didn't need a pill, that I didn't need an anxiety problem. I didn't have an anxiety problem. I had a point to prove problem. She said, everything you're doing, you feel like you have a point to prove. Every performance and every audition, you're looking for validation. You're looking for someone to say, yes, you're okay, you're doing a good thing. When you have to know that God said, yes, you're okay, you're doing a good thing, and that has to be enough. And so I left there that day understanding that I may not have anybody shaking their head yes but God. and that will be enough. She then said to me, yes, it's true. She then said to me, don't expect to have no nerves. It's an unrealistic expectation. You will always be nervous. So instead of praying the nerves away, use it. Use the nerves. Use your adrenaline to impact your performance. So I tell you tonight, use the cost. Use the obstacles to strengthen you. Use it to keep you close to God. You will have many rainbows in your life, and most will be birthed through many clouds. Many of you are sitting here today pregnant with all sorts of dreams and goals, but paralyzed. When you mention your dream to people, they don't support it. So you keep most of your deepest desires to yourself. You help everybody with their dream and their goal, but when it comes to yours, you put it on the back burner. Ladies, I would like for you to do me a favor tonight. I want you to do something for me that may be very challenging for you, but I would like for you to do it for me tonight. Take your superwoman cape off. All right? It's dingy, it's dirty, it needs to go to the cleaners. Take it off. You take care of everybody else, yet you neglect yourself. Take this time now to be a little selfish. Birth your baby today. So again, what are your dreams? Let the birth of your dream be the rainbow in your cloud. The fulfillment of your purpose, as wonderful as it is, it's not for you. It's through you, but it's for the world. Now don't let that scare you, because when you affect people on your block, they have kids, and the kids are affected, and the kids go to college, and the college is affected. So when people say change the world, it can sound scary, but it means do what's in you, where you are, and watch it impact the world.